To last weekend's deadly shooting at Brown University. This is also tied to the death of an MIT professor. We now know more about the suspected shooter's behaviors from those who knew him, as well as his relationship with that MIT professor. Officials identified the suspect as Claudio Neves Valente. He is a Portuguese national who was issued a green card in 2017. The 48-year-old was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in New Hampshire storage facility. He was found on Thursday. NewsNation's Marcus Espinoza is live in Providence, Rhode Island with more. Marcus, good morning. You've been on the ground all week. Investigators telling us about the motive and the strategic nature of these attacks. What more have we learned?
Hey, Hena, good morning. Yeah, here's the thing. We're finally learning information about what happened, how it happened. So a lot more information than we've been getting all week. It's indeed been a tough week here on campus for investigators, for the public trying to find out why and where the shooter was. We have those answers now. The answers that nobody has at this point is the motivation behind these killings and all of this destruction that this person has caused here. And that why is what Providence police, as well as federal investigators, are trying to figure out really at this point here, as they try to figure out why Claudio Neves Valente, why he was so strategic in his methods here, saying he eluded detection by switching license plates, using specialized phones and SIM cards designed to block tracking. An autopsy Friday revealing Valente took his own life on Tuesday. That is the same day the third person killed, MIT professor Nuno Loureiro, died at the hospital. The critical break really came from a Reddit tipster known as John, who spotted Valente acting suspiciously and then reported his rental car. That is a detail authorities say blew that case wide open. Providence Mayor Brett Smiley spoke Friday with our Elizabeth Vargas about connecting those dots.
We had these disparate pieces of a puzzle that the witness who then came forward helped put all of these pieces together for us in a way such that the picture suddenly became clear. From the moment he came in to us discovering the individual who had taken his own life last night was about 24 hours. It moved fast from then.
Now, Valente was a former graduate student at Brown. Officials say it likely that he targeted the buildings at Brown as he had taken many of his classes there. The investigation also revealed the connection to that MIT professor. For 5 years, the two studied in the same academic program in Portugal, both graduating at the top of their class. So, again, police say that Valente acted alone, that the motivation here, though, is still unclear between the two, and that there's a lot more to uncover at this point, but definitely a connection between the MIT professor and Valente.
I guess what more are we learning about Valente's life in the U.S. before these attacks?
Yeah, this was really interesting, and this is stuff that I really talked about yesterday morning as well, as everybody was waking up to this news. If you had gone to bed the night before when all of this finally came out, is that he had spent time, he was previously in Miami, and then he had came up here, bought and booked a hotel in November in Boston, and then rented that car on December 1st. He first arrived to the United States in 2000 for the physics program at Brown, but withdrew by 2003 without a degree, vanishing basically from his family's life, only to reemerge in about 2017 when he was admitted as a legal permanent resident. He had no known U.S. criminal record, but investigators say he had been moving through England since November, as I mentioned there. They're continuing to comb through the suspect's history and connections as they search for answers here in this particular case. But again, that timeline is interesting. The fact that he got a hotel in Boston in November, rented that car December 1st, and then, of course, the shooting happening 12 days after that. The sophistication in his methods for detection, knowing what building and which exit to leave out of that had very little to no cameras there. A lot of this seems extremely well planned by the now deceased suspect. As police say, he took his own life. They would have charged him with first-degree murder had they apprehended him alive, which means that they believe that he had planned this and had intention of doing everything that happened. Hena.
Such a tragedy. Marcus Espinoza live in Providence, Rhode Island for us this morning. Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.